Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Thursday, the 23rd of May. This is our weekly recap. Yep, it's Thursday. I'm taking the day off tomorrow. Reminder that the markets are also closed on Monday, so I'm going to take a 4-day weekend. And if you want to join us, link in the description below, smartoptiontrading.com. You can come in here and click on live trading alerts and join us in our private Discord where you get news, option flow, and all the trades and everything relevant in charts, all for $150 a month. Give us a try. I think you'll like the community. All right, let's talk about the week that was and what's going on here as we have a ugly little candle here on pretty low volume. This last couple of weeks has been defined by very low volume. You can see the volume in here, 50 million. You see 33 million here on Tuesday was just obnoxious. We do more on a half-day session in the markets. Even today, with about 30 to go, we're still only at 37 million shares. That said, the market came in today. We opened at a new all-time high in the SPY and we sold off. We've gone through below the 8-day and we're into this first little gap here at 525.18. And it may want to come fill that gap. Since the low over here, we've made a couple gaps we didn't fill. This is, one here, one over in here, and another one here. So you have 4 or so gaps here that this market can go get. If 3 gaps it can go get if it wants to get it. Tomorrow is generally a light volume day. The day before the holiday weekend is usually very quiet. It's a grindy type of day typically. Typically we grind higher. Remember, markets are closed Monday, so any options you're playing and you're holding over the weekend, even if they're next week's expiration, you got an extra day of premium burn. So not much here. Nothing looks great. The oscillators have gone already gone oversold already in our favor. So that is something to keep in mind here. I'm not sure what this is all about today. SMH's new all-time high, still well above the 8-day. The Q's stronger, still at the 8-day, but again, you got to respect these candles. They don't look pretty. The IWM, an ugly candle back to the 50-day. Energy has been weak and out of play. The financials finally came in back to the 50-day, and I know it's hard to believe, but Goldman Sachs, a couple of days of selling, finally back below the 8-day. JP Morgan continues to get some very tough action on that one as well. We talk about the star of the show, and that was NVIDIA. NVIDIA, so, I talked with members about this today. It was a very good report. I mean, they beat big on EPS. They beat big on revenue. They guided up. Their guide up could have been better compared to what it's been, but it was enough. So it was a nice guide up. The real star was they're doing a 10-for-1 stock split, which is effective on June 7th. So that's only 2 weeks out. The other big news there, if you were listening to them, is Jensen said we will see significant revenue from Blackwell, their next chipset this year. And that's a good thing. So, if they're going to see significant revenue, that means they're close to getting that out there. So overall, nice move. You have a big gap here to trade against. As long as it holds that gap, it's fine, but you're way off the highs here. And, we'll see how it sets up here as we go into the next 2 weeks and that stock split. AMD got absolutely hammered today. You can see it gapped up, pushed for a couple minutes, and then sold off and just engulfed the entire range here. We've seen this on a bunch of names. Micron also doing the same thing. Qualcomm was at an all-time high, also doing the same thing there as well. Earlier this week, we were trading Tesla. We had a beautiful move here back on Tuesday. Gap down yesterday, trapping everybody long. If you were with us in the room, we talked about watch it at the 100-day. Don't take it overnight because that's where it failed last time. Sure enough, that was the high, rolled over, and you got a nasty candle today back into the muck. Needs to hold that 50-day area or down here at the 168 area. So keep an eye on that one. Apple, which had been a darling of late, yesterday gave its first little red candle, and today it gave some big follow through and sliced through the 8-day. So now it's price discovery down. Do we hold here or do we come down and visit the 21-day? Amazon has been weak and out of play. We've talked about not trading well for a while. Putting a new range low in here could go lower. Microsoft put a new all-time high in this morning and then engulfed the previous yesterday's candle. Still above the 8-day, still a lot of relative strength there. Google also still showing some relative strength from a new all-time high today, this week, but now back below the 8-day for the first time here in about 2 weeks. So worth noting on that. Boeing, this name can't get out of its own way. More bad news. This time they cut their cash flow forecast and they talk about being cash flow negative now for the year. And just, I cannot say this enough. The CEO, whether this is his fault or not, he's got to go and got to go now. I don't know what this board is thinking, letting him serve out the year. He's the one in charge, and it's been a disaster for the last couple of years. So they just have to get rid of him, move on, and get a new culture in there and a change in attitude. So with that said, next week, it's a short week for trading days, typically quieter. Nvidia with that split's going to be very big. And last week of the month. So let's see what we get. I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will put screens up for you guys tomorrow morning before I run out the door. And I'll catch you guys all bright and early in the room on Tuesday morning. Everybody have a wonderful long weekend and a happy Memorial Day here in the States.